Jack Harper had always considered himself lucky. In his 34th year, he was married to the most beautiful and enigmatic woman he could imagine. Anna was the epitome of elegance, with her perfect porcelain skin, dark eyes, and smooth movements. They had met 5 years ago in the small town of Blackwell, Virginia, and hadn't parted since. But there was one but. In those 5 years, they had never been able to have a child. Doctors assured that with the health of both of them all right, but the attempts continued without success. Anna only smiled enigmatically and said that everything would happen in due time. In the meantime, terrible things began to happen in the city. People were disappearing, first homeless people, then regular townspeople. Some were found days later, completely drained of blood. They said there wasn't a drop of blood left in their bodies, as if it had been sucked out. Jack tried not to dwell on it, but the feeling of unease never left him. One night he woke up with a strange sensation that someone was in the room. Anna wasn't there. He got out of bed and went into the living room. His wife was standing at the window, looking at the moon.
Are you awake again?
Anna turned slowly, her lips were slightly ajar, and it seemed to him that strangely pointed teeth gleamed in her mouth. But after a moment it was gone, and she just smiled.
I can't sleep. Go to bed, and I'll be right there.
Jack felt a shiver run down his spine, but said nothing. For the first time in their years of marriage, he wondered how well he knew his wife. Another week passed. Jack increasingly noticed oddities in Anna's behavior. She avoided bright light, always closed the curtains. She never used a mirror, and he couldn't remember a time when he'd seen her reflection. One day, while looking through old albums, Jack realized something strange. They didn't have a single picture of them together. Anna had always found excuses not to be photographed, then looked unimportant or didn't like cameras. Even at their wedding, in the frame was only him alone. Curiosity turned into obsession. Jack decided to test his hunch. He mounted a large mirror on the wall, ostensibly as decoration. That evening, when Anna walked by, his heart beat faster. The reflection was empty. He almost dropped the glass.
Something's wrong.
How? No. I was just thinking.
That same night he hadn't slept a wink. Now he knew his wife was not human. Trying to figure out what exactly he was up against, Jack began to investigate. He went to the local library, dug through old archives, and came across an eerie detail. Cases of disappearances had been happening in Blackwell for centuries. And strangest of all, in one of the old photographs, dated 1903, he saw a face he recognized immediately. Anna. Exactly the same as she was now, not a single wrinkle, not a change in her facial features. In a panic, he returned home. Anna was waiting for him in the living room.
You were looking for something, Jack.
He felt the coldness gripping his heart. She knew.
Who are you?
Anna stepped closer, her dark eyes glittering, and her elongated fangs gleaming in her smile.
You already know the answer.
The 1903 photo I saw in the archives. How did your reflection end up there?
I was still human back then.
You kill people.
I'm surviving.
She moved closer, placing her palm on his cheek.
Do you love me, Jack?
He swallowed. He loved her, always had loved her. Even now, knowing the truth.
Why did you choose me?
Because you're different. You're not afraid of me. You've accepted me without even knowing who I am.
Jack felt despair overwhelm him.
What are you going to do to me?
Anna hesitated, and then her lips curved into an enigmatic smile.
The choice is yours, my love. You can leave. or you can stay with me forever.
He knew what she meant. Staying meant becoming like her. His heart pounded frantically. The choice was his.